his legs live. Fast talking, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not Grammys from portraits. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? Everything's to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, shoot, what said you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's the matter with King? Everything's to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, shoot, what said you claim it? It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not Grammys from portraits. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? Everything's to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, shoot, what said you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's the matter with King? Everything's to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, shoot, what said you claim it? It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not Grammys from portraits. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? Everything's to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, shoot, what said you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
What's the matter with King? Everything's to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, shoot, what said you claim it? It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talking, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not Grammys from portraits. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? Everything's to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You from the game, shoot, what said you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Said what you running from? What you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
There we go. Now we back good. Peace and blessings. Welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with the boy, the king. He said I'm broadcasting from the moon. What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo. All right, so we got to get into a lot of things today. It was one thing that I did want to get into. I'm trying to find it right now. Let me see something because it was it in my history? It was something that was in my history. All right. I'm trying to find that because not for nothing. It was something that was absolutely amazing. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, to be honest with you. It was like, damn, I'm gonna have to get that. Did I send it to my wife? You know what? If I check, I could check and see if I sent it to my wife, because I believe I did. And if I did, I'm a smart individual because I save it all. Is it this one? Okay, no, it's not that one. All right, it's not that one. I got you. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all because it's absolutely important. All right, this one was that one. All right, now I want to know if y'all can hear this, right? Let me know if you can hear this. Oh, boy.
So they randomly roll up on a guy in Central Park, and he drops the greatest spoken word of all time. Check this out.
It's a good thing that God Almighty has never gone on strike because of unfair treatment or for things he didn't like. Should he ever once sit down and say, that's it, I'm through? I had enough of those on earth, so this is what I'll do. He'll give orders to the sun, cut off the heat supply. And to the moon, give no more light, then run the oceans dry. And just to make things double tough and put the pressure on, he'll cut off the air and oxygen till every breath is gone. For sure, he will be justified if fairness was his game. For no one has been more abused or treated with disdain. But yet, he carries on and on, providing you and me with all the goodness of his grace and everything for free. But people say we want a better deal, and so on strike we go. But what a deal we're giving God, whom everything we own. We don't care who we hurt or harm to gain the things we like. But what a mess we'll all be in if God should go on strike.
So they randomly roll.
That right there like blew me away because I was like doing my affirmations one morning, and I just sent it to my wife. She was asleep or whatever. I was at work or whatever, and I just sent it to her because I really think we got to think about it, right? What if God go on strike? Boy, we'd be in a world of trouble. Listen, I don't care what you believe in. I don't care who you believe in or anything like that. Me personally, I use my platform how I use mine. You use your platform how you use yours. And that's how we do it, right? All right. Now, listen, we had a lot of stuff happen this week. A ton of stuff this week happened. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk about a bunch of stuff. Now, I know a lot of you dudes want to jump inside the Discord. I'm going to open up the Discord at a certain time. It's just while we're doing this for debate. Now, I got a chance to drop by the Gaming Circle podcast. I hope everybody got a chance to watch the Gaming Circle podcast. My boy Everborn and K Asante, they are doing it up. I love all the stuff that they do. So if anybody hasn't subbed to the Gaming Circle podcast, please go over there, check them out. They were talking about some stuff that I was like, you know what? I was going to talk about that, but I don't want to talk about it in the same aspects how they talked about it. They were talking about the pricing of the Nintendo, and I'm like, cool. I understood that everybody at this point, right before it comes out, you have those people that's hopeful, you have those people that feel like the Nintendo price is going to be outrageous. If anybody got a chance to see my video that I put up about the Nintendo Direct, my recap of the Nintendo Direct, go check that out. That's up. Me personally, I think they could possibly have a Wii U moment. And the reason why I'm saying that is I believe that they're going to price themselves in a different direction. Now, there's two factors which kind of pushes against my thought process with this. One, they've been stacking them things up since last year, right? So if you think that this thing wasn't done and they just got to these last couple of months and they just finished them and that was it, nah, that's not the case. Actually, they've been stacking them for a while because they didn't want to run into the shortages that the Xbox Series X and S ran into and the PlayStation ran into. Now, I think the Xbox's shortages was inflated to a point because of the double SKUs. Now, the double SKUs when it came to the Xbox, the reason why, Twank, welcome to Soldier V Rank. I salute you, Soldier. If anybody gets a chance to look at the new overlay, you see all of my wonderful, and I think Twank, I think you in, I got to double check today, all the wonderful members that are there. Got some stuff popping off for you. Remember, when we hit 10,000 subs, I'm giving away 2 consoles. Okay, so yeah, 2. Y'all see that, right? 2. Y'all see that, right? I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. 2. Okay. All right. I hope you saw that. Okay. All right. So then now you'll understand. Like King can't count. Yes, he can. 2. Okay. All right. Okay. Understand that. So when we get to 10,000, that's what's gonna happen. And you know what? That leads me to today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is somebody that we work very well with, and I want you to check this out real quick. One of the sponsors working with the Iron Lords podcast, Road to Tokyo, X-Real. Incredible stuff. Do I happen to have mine around? Actually, I don't. Mine is upstairs. I was going over some stuff, getting ready for Summer Games Fest, and going over the whole documentary stuff that we're working at. All right, so I think that Nintendo is kind of they could come in at a good price point, right? In my opinion, I think it's going to be $4.99. Now they had somebody in their chat, MJ Dark, and he was saying $4.99 with the dock and this we're talking about the Nintendo Switch too, and Mario Kart, probably so, right? I believe so. But I believe $4.99 will be one of their price points. You probably have a $4.49 without the game, maybe is maybe. But I really see $4.99, and I think that has a lot to do with the economy and stuff like that. I could be absolutely wrong. It could come in at $3.99. I think $3.99 is kind of the sweet spot for them. Especially right now with the PlayStation launching at $700 and all that other stuff. So you can really think about it that way. But one of the things that I found absolutely incredible, Digital Foundry was talking about, Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Switch port, and saying how it was excellent. And I was like, why is that so prevalent to me? Well, if anybody knows, I still got my Wii U set up in my Red Room. So I always said, hold a second. I got Xenoblade Chronicles for my Wii U. And I said, damn, that's kind of funny. Because the funny part about it is, yeah, and of course, the game was at 30 frames per second over there, but it's at 60 frames per second on the Switch, regular Switch. And, because that's the what I feel is the last significant regular Nintendo Switch Direct. And the game was the last one for the Wii U. Then the Switch came after the fact, and now, funny, how the last significant game for the Wii U is probably the last significant game for the Switch. And I said to myself, I had an aha moment. And, oh, sorry. My bad. And I said to myself, damn, quite possibly, that is the death knell, and how they would perceive it, right? What's going on, Andres? I'm like, damn, do they view that game as the ushering into the next phase? And they held the game out for as long as they possibly could, to be honest with you. Now, we don't know any of the games at the launch lineup, and they're talking about the console should go on sale in June. I think that's a smart thing. I honestly thought the console would go on sale in March of this year. I thought we would already had the console. I think all the leaks and stuff like that kind of messed up the rollout that they wanted to have, and they had to do a quick rollout and all this other stuff as far as introducing it to the public. And that's why you had such a lukewarm reception, and they had a stock dip of, I think it was like at least 4% at that period of time when they announced the Switch 2. So I think that had a lot to do with it and how they're getting their ducks in a row. But also, what we need to talk about is the fact that all of a sudden now DRM is cool. That one guy was good, baby. When PlayStation, so the first ones that took the slings and arrows was Xbox. Xbox jumped out of there and told you about DRM and how your game will be locked to your system, and this how it would be, and you be able to share your games to your friends and your friends list, all the same exact stuff Nintendo did. Sony saw that shit and was like, "Oh, wait a second. Time out. When you got your first PlayStation 4, and I want anybody that remembers the day one PlayStation 4s, the first opters, the first buyers, got mine, and I was talking to Cog, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to, set it up. I set it up. Yo, it took over an hour. I think it was longer than an hour and some change. And because it was ripping off all the DRM. Because remember, they was going to put the iToy in a box. They was going to do the same exact thing Xbox was doing with the Kinect, with the Xbox One. Sony was like, once they saw Xbox fall flat on their face with the DRM, people was like, oh, hell no, we ain't doing this. That's when they came out with This Is How You Trade a Game. That's when they took I think it was like 2 hours to because the show was supposed to start. They waited like 2 hours or some crap like that, and then they show finally started, and then they came out with the pricing and stuff, and they undercut Microsoft, and that was how that generation went. The generation was lost before it even started. The generation was lost on DRM. Now, after that happened, we have DRM now. Every day you check in. Every day you check in. Every day you check in on your PlayStation. Every day you check in on your Xbox. If you don't believe me, unplug it from the internet and just play your game. See what happens. Let me know how it goes for you. Tell me what happens. We all have licensee checks. When you go to launch your game, check in your license. When you go to play a free-to-play game, this is why the free-to-play games are a detriment to the industry. They make sure they have a constant DRM, period. You can't say a damn thing about it. So Nintendo comes out with a virtual game card. Everybody clapped. This is beautiful. This is all I've been worrying about. This is the best thing right here. This is it. You can share it. All you have to do, they tell you, right? All you have to do is first, if you have another Switch, let it talk to each other. And after that first time, that's it. Yeah, because it's already synced to Duke. It already know. That guy is cool. They already did the handshake. Now, you can trade it in between there. You can get your library up and all this other stuff. See, you guys champion physical. Nintendo just showed you how they kill physical. It's just like a real game card, but it's digital. And you guys was like, yeah, hell yeah. Nintendo knows how to do it. Look, they put a little what up, Fee, my lady? What up, Lycos? they put a little card with a little image of the game card. You like, oh hell yeah, Nintendo, you're doing it. 100%. Hook, line, and sinker. Suckers. Virtual game card. So now that y'all saw that, y'all was like, yeah, I'm about that. And they said, this is how they really get you. You got to have the family plan. See, read fine prints, people. You got to have the family plan in order to do the family plan stuff, right? All right? You can only have up to 8 people. Remember when people were saying, yo, where's Microsoft with their family plan? Microsoft said, let somebody else do that. Let some other idiot go first, and we can figure it out after that. So you have 8 people that's in your family. All right. Now, you can share that game. 1 game per person to share. You cannot have 1 game and share with 8 people at the same time. Hell to the no. 1 game per person. And after 2 weeks, it reverts back. So you ain't got to track Jim down to get your game back. Like, yo, give me my game. Nah, it'll come back. What's going on? The thought process you guys do, the hypocrisy when it comes to Microsoft and Xbox is nauseating. It is sickening. Nintendo showed you how it's better for you to buy digital. Forget that physical stuff. And y'all said, yes, Nintendo. When Xbox says digital, oh, hell no, I want a physical copy. Why can't I get a physical copy? Why you put out that Series S? I don't like this. PlayStation puts out an all-digital console. Do you see how slimmer it is? It's more, I love the curvature of it. Yeah, the curvature of it is... Really? So anything that Xbox does, bad. Anything that Nintendo does, you guys act like Michael Jackson walked on stage. Serious. You don't hear a damn thing he's saying, but goofy. PlayStation just the same. Y'all just the same. So do you really understand the reasons why Microsoft is doing exactly how they're doing it? Like, I'm going to start reading some of the text that I get, because I read every comment. I read every comment that's on every video. I respond to almost every, well, I do put a thumbs up and a like on every comment. And if it's something that I do need to respond to, I'll respond to it. But I read every comment. So don't think that you put a comment and it's going on deaf ears. No, even those people that leave paragraphs, you guys, I still read your stuff. And even if you left a paragraph and I'd be like, yep, I agree. Trust me, I read it. I didn't just give you some canned answer on something like that. I didn't do that. I respect your time. Even if it's something that is derogatory towards Xbox and that brand, the brand that I choose, right? But at the end of the day, I understand why Xbox says they have to do it how they have to do it. Because let me tell you something. This tells me everything that I need to know. PlayStation 5 owners really want to play Xbox games as Microsoft tops Sony pre-order charts. Indiana Jones and Forza Horizon 5 are both topping the pre-order charts on Sony's PlayStation Store. If you're looking for some solid evidence that Microsoft's strategy to bring Xbox games to the PlayStation 5 is seeing some early success, look no further than Sony's own PlayStation Store today. The top pre-order games in the U.S. PlayStation Store are Indiana Jones of the Great Circle and Forza Horizon 5, with $99.99 premium versions of both proving that to be the most popular. Bro, it's happening in Canada, it's happening in France, it's happening in Germany, Italy, Spain, the UK. DRM World Order 4 Life Xbox tax is real. I'm charging my ROG. All soon I'll be doing videos in YouTube. Scott Wolfoot, member for 13 months, Soldier V rank. I salute you, Soldier. Bro, we are at a point right now where they're going to try to gaslight you. They're going to try to tell you that Xbox doesn't have any value. They're going to tell you that they have bad financial sense. They have bad financial strategy. They have a cult-like behavior. It's a strange behavior if you look at it. Because never once do I tell you guys don't ever buy a PlayStation. Not one time. I will never tell you to do something like that. I will never tell you not to buy a Nintendo, a Switch. When that Nintendo Switch comes out, I'm purchasing it. So don't even think about it. I will show you. I will unbox it. I'm going to do me. Right? Because at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, I'm a gamer. At the end of the day, I'm still gaming. Right? But the problem with a lot of people, they want to steer you in whatever direction to breed a cult-like mentality. I don't want to do that. See, the charts dictate something totally different. The charts dictate that you do want to play Xbox games. You do like the way Xbox makes games. You do find value in the quality of Xbox games and the allure of Xbox games. You voted with your wallet to do so. Now, I do say that the month of April is going to be a terrible month for you guys. See, while we're loving games like South of Midnight and Expedition 33 and every other game that does come out inside the month of April that we get a chance to play, that is phenomenal. Because understand, and don't forget this part, the games that you're looking forward to is already available on Xbox. Don't let this blow past you. The games that you're looking forward to, the games that's coming out later, the games that you paid a hefty price tag for, is already available on Xbox today. Let that sink in. Right? Because obviously you have cotton swabs stuck in your ears and you have some kind of blinders on your eyes, and financially you're not responsible. Because a financially responsible person would have picked up a Series S or a Series X, used or new. I would have picked up a refurbished one straight from direct distributor. Be honest with you. Straight from manufacturer. Send that over to me with the warranty. I'm good. Got one right here. A Series X right here. Quartered on hot sale. $330-something, I believe. And free shipping. It was dope. Straight to my door. Next day. It was the illest thing ever. It was dope. Right? Normally, all the consoles that I get is brand new. Well, this is what happens when you wait. You get a crazy deal. So I got a crazy deal. And then you get Game Pass, and then you play Indiana Jones right there. Boom, bang, that happened. Then you play Forza Horizon 5. Boom, that happened. And you play every game that you hoping and praying comes over that you think is coming. You're waiting for a rumor? Like, I heard a rumor that Gears is going to be coming over. I heard a rumor that you can go play Gears right now. That rumor is crazy. That's the wildest rumor that I've heard. The best rumor I've heard that it's available right now. But again, when you fund our fund, see over here, we appreciate you. What we're gonna say is, you got a 5-year-old game, you got a 5-month-old game, good, do it, spend it, buy it, do what you're going to do, knock it out the park, have fun with it. We do appreciate your patronage. We do expect you to continue to do like you're doing, and we're not going to hold any grudges because we personally love the way that you buy games. We love that. We love the fact that you fund our fun. You want to check out something else that is actually funding our fun, which is really cool? Check this out. Oh, man. Xbox Game Pass adds a fantastic Atomfall today. Now, Rebellion's action survival game set in British Lake District, Atomfall, launches on Xbox and PC today, dropping straight into Game Pass. Straight into Game Pass. Now, the game is available for the PlayStation right now. You can actually go out and pay 70 cool beans and go do it. The value proposition over at Xbox and Microsoft is too high. It is too high. The value proposition is too high for you to turn up, for you to just say, nah. As a gamer, as a straight up gamer, as a straight up gamer, we waited for this our whole life. We waited for this. Fee is really dope because I've been hearing a lot of things. Like I sat down and watched Alex's video, and Alex did a great video in talking about the PC port is amazing, right? Now, early on, Digital Foundry was kind of ripping and saying it had old graphics. And I was like, well, I'm gonna get a chance to play the thing. I'm going to see what it looks like. Why does it matter if somebody chooses to pay for the game if they want to stop worrying about other people's money? It's not worrying about other people's money. It's me talking on my channel about how I suggest I would do stuff. Like you also heard me say, keep doing what you're doing. Have fun doing what you're doing. You heard that? Do it. Buy it. Hurry up. Don't stop. Don't change your mindset. Do you get it? Do you understand it? Go get it. Go get Indiana Jones right now. See, I'm raising my son not to think like you. That's how I'm doing. That's how I'm doing it. Because if he finds value, if he likes something and he finds value, yeah, go the value proposition. Be smart. Teach them to be smart. They can do whatever they want to do. Be smart how you do it. Be smart. That's all I'm doing. So if you don't find anything value in anything that I just said, continue doing what you're doing. It's cool, right? You worked that week. Throw your money, do your money. How you want to do it. I don't care. I didn't have to do none of the work that you did. Not me. I didn't have to. If you got your own business, I didn't have to make your business. I didn't have to advertise your business. I didn't have to do anything for your business, right? And if you work for an employer, I didn't have to do any of your labor. I didn't have to stay at wherever you was at for how many times or how many hours you had to do it. I didn't have to do no blood, sweat, and tears on what you want to do. So how you earn your cash and do what you want to do with your money is your business. And I'm going to tell you, have fun doing it. But when I tell somebody that there's a better way to skin a cat, I'm going to tell them. And if you think I'm supposed to shut up because you say that you want to spend your money, go ahead. But if somebody heard me and said, wait a second, that makes sense, and goes and do that, does that hurt you that he left your little cult? No. Sir Bruvian got an Xbox. You know what he said? Oh, snap, this is wild crazy. This is dope. Sometimes people needs to be exposed to different things to understand exactly what different things are. But if they stay in the cult mindset like you want them to, then what happens? They never get a chance to experience things, right? I'm a fan of experience the things. Make your own choices. I'm just going to give you the ability to see different things. Maybe they don't know. So that's why. But I suggest you start your own platform and then tell them how to stick with PlayStation, how to pay more and fund our fun. That's it. And I think that might work for you because it's highly successful for other people. Other people is working for them, right? So that's cool. So right now, if you have Game Pass, right now, one of the most talked about games that everyone is playing right now is Atomfall. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the places where you can try before you buy. Every place else, you have to buy, and you know how policies are on other platforms. They like, whoa, B, you purchased, that's on you. But on Xbox, a lot of the titles you get a chance to try before you buy. So, contrary to popular belief, on the Sony side, the hoofed ones, they will want you to believe that you can't purchase games once they're inside Game Pass. That's idiotic and stupid. You can purchase everything that's inside Game Pass. And I suggest you go and check it out. Try before you buy. Wouldn't it be dope if somebody gave you a Lamborghini for 6 to 7 months and then at the end they gave you a discount on if you wanted to buy it? They said, hey man, all you got to do is give me $20 a month. You can drive this beautiful Lamborghini. And at the end, I'm going to give you a discount on it if you want it. What person in their right mind will say no? What person in their right mind will say no? Me and you walk in the Lamborghini dealership and they have the $20 line and they have the $1 million line. Take your $1 million ass over there. I'm going to take my $20 ass over here. I'm going to do my thing. And then at the end of 6 or 7 months, when it's about to be up, the lease is about to be up, I get a discount because they give me a notice and I get a discount on the car that I have, that I like, that I was driving around. Right? You see, you will never get me to the idiotic thought process that you possess because it's not good. It's nonsensical. You understand? I work very hard for every nickel that I get, and I'm going to stretch that bitch like Mr. Fantastic. You heard me? Do you understand? I'm going to stretch it from here to as far as it go till it pops. Pause. That's what's going to happen to my dollar. It is what it is. And understand, you're talking to an individual. If you watch any of my videos, I love watches. Go back and try to figure out how many different watches that I wear throughout the times. Being frugal with your money on something that is a hobby, that is not an investment, some of the games are a depreciating asset, is smart. Being nonsensical with your cash on something that's a depreciating asset is ignorant. If somebody gives you a better way to do something, you can choose to do it your way, and that's great. It might work out for you. But trust and believe, I think it's going to work out a lot better for the Game Pass dude over the other person once you have all the facts in front of you. But if anybody got a chance to play Atomfall, which is out in Game Pass right now, wonderful game. I mean, I saw it. Let me see if we can get that trailer up and popping. It looked really good. It was, let me take my face out of here. Looks pretty good. Let me see if I can raise the resolution up to 4K. Yeah. So I had thought it was like Fallout, right? But then I saw more of it and I was like, it's not really like Fallout in Britain. It looks more to it. I was getting vibes of what's that, Metro, and then I was getting vibes of Avowed with some of the colors and stuff like that. And then I just was like, well, you know what? Let me download it because I was going to play it the other day. I said, let me download it and then I'll probably get into it this week because I do have an NDA game that I'm playing right now. And I do want to know more about Atomfall, and Xbox allows me to do that, at my leisure. And I appreciate it because Game Pass is something that that brings true value to me as a consumer. As a consumer, I see value in Game Pass. As a consumer, I see value in my dollar. And I just said, you know what? I kind of like it. I like it that way. And of course, I do have a PlayStation, and games that I don't get inside, like Game Pass or that is exclusive to the console, I definitely buy that game and play it when I get a chance. Now, this month for PlayStation Plus, I got like the highest tier. They do have Dragon Age, and I'm like, cool, I'm playing that, and it gave me value for the first time in a long time for my PlayStation Plus, but I usually just keep it for the kids, But has anybody played Black Desert? I think Black Desert is one of those good MMORPG games, but I always felt the graphics was holding it back, right? I always felt the graphics in Black Desert was kind of a detriment, to be honest with you. But apparently, the team felt the same way I felt. Well, Black Desert is getting an Xbox Series X and S upgrade, but there's a catch. They're kicking the Xbox One to the streets. Well, it's coming out for PlayStation 5 later this year on June 26th, but the Xbox Series S and S update, they're about to get their versions up and running, but the Xbox One won't be part of that. And this is what I want to see more of. I am so sick and tired of last generation holding us back. I can't stand last generation. This is part and parcel to the digital era, right? See, the PC guys really don't have to worry about this, right? Because they have already transcended or ascended to the space where they buy the best hardware and run the best version of the game based off of the spec of the hardware. Us in the console space, and I keep saying like us, like those in the console space that's in the console space only are beholden to the bespoke hardware. The bespoke hardware, that means hardware that is locked and gated off, right, to that platform. And games are skewed and programmed for that hardware itself, right? So they either push the limits of the hardware, they don't. What we've been getting this generation is games that was made for last generation with an afterthought of this generation. So the games are scalable, but they reach a ceiling on the older consoles, and that kind of puts brackets on our latest consoles, the consoles that we have now. And this is the reason why I felt that this generation really didn't reach its maturity. I think this generation is still infantile in the sense that we haven't reached the lofty goals that I thought we would reach. Actually, I think we've been held back by last generation games, live games of service, and stuff like that. I personally feel that had last generation got cut off like every generation before then, you cut it off, you move on to the next generation, and that was it. I think the digital era and the fact that they wanted to keep everything back and pat and they didn't want to lose that fan base. I think that fan base hurt us. Nobody wanted to start from zero. Nobody wanted to start from scratch. They all wanted to continue to reap the benefits of the last generation because that generation spent the most. This generation doesn't. And that's based solely off of live service games and games that are in service packages. I monthly spend $50 to $60 on game services with all the services that I do have. And I feel that money that they get from that, they don't have enough of people like me to justify leaving the last generation alone. If more people, let's say every console that you purchase, imagine this. You say PlayStation has 80 million, you say Xbox has 40 million, right? Imagine this. Every time you sold a console, you sold the highest tier of your service per console, per person. And that sold. Then they will honestly say, okay, then we have to take this generation seriously. we have to focus on this generation, right? Because then they can see it selling to a 1-to-1 when they walk out the door, it's sold. This is the reason why they give you a free month or a free couple of days when you get the new console and that service, right? And then they give you like 14 days. It used to be a month for Xbox or 3 months for Game Pass. Then they cut it down. Now it's like, what, 7 days or something like that. It used to be 14 days, 7 days or something. And I think the same thing with the PlayStation Plus. So if they were selling 1-to-1, I think you'll see a lot better, greater games than the games that we are getting right now. And I don't think they will be talking about the next generation because they're looking for that spark to spark them back to getting to profitability. I think profitability is in the toilet. I think these game prices are too high as far as making games. The cost of making games is too high. They're going to attack us at the end of this year. If Grand Theft Auto launches this year, which I don't think it will, if Grand Theft Auto, and this is a thought, nobody told me this, I'm not no leaker or anything like this. If Grand Theft Auto launches this year and it does come in at that 100 plus, and the reason why I'm saying it is we see Indiana Jones selling at a great number at $100 over on PlayStation, right? We see Forza Horizon selling the same at $100, right? At a great number. Don't you think that the base for Grand Theft Auto 6 could sell at $100? And if you want that premium package one, somebody's going to pay $179? Don't you think? Don't you think they're looking at the metrics of people purchasing and their purchasing habits and saying that we can actually gain more? Now, I'm getting ready to open the Discord and jump inside the Discord. I don't know who's in the Discord right now, but link is in the description for the Discord. Boom, I'm in there. If you come in and you're goofy, I'm kicking you straight out. Say anything about any glizzies, anything, I'm throwing you to the floor. All right. One thing I needed to talk about that I've always wanted to talk about is the Elite model controllers. Amazon adds the frequently returned item wanted to Xbox Elite Series 2 controllers. About damn time. I always felt that they cost so much and the fault rate with them are so high. The problem is this controller here is great. It's magnificent. My Elite controllers, I have 3 of them. Something is wrong with each of them. Something is wrong with each of them. Tell them, Mo. And I think it's a quality issue. When Iron Lords got a chance to talk to Microsoft when they were talking about the Elite controllers, I immediately brought up the issues that they was having with the Elite ones. I immediately asked them, were they going to talk about the hand straps? Because you remember, they would peel off. I would take them back to Best Buy. Best Buy would replace them. I did that like 15, 20 times before Best Buy told me to hell with you. Now, the Elite 2 series, I didn't buy them because I had such a poor experience with my Elite ones. I still got them. I still use them. The one I don't use at all is my Halo version. And I haven't used it only because, I don't know, some stupid fake nostalgia crap. I like to look at it. Like I use my regular black one. And you know what was up with the black one? The back of them is gone. Controller perfect. The rubbers, gone. But the controller's perfect. So I think it was about time. I think this sends a full message over to Microsoft. Make better quality when it comes to your controllers. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to spend over $100 for a controller that's going to fall apart, that's going to get stick drift, that's whatever's going wrong, nobody wants to put up with it. I don't, because I did it and it wasn't good. Now, for my phone gamers, if you're a phone gamer and you know exactly who you are, I got something for you, man. I got something for you. My bad. Backbone 1 Xbox Edition transforms the iPhone into a mobile game console. Look at it. You got the see-through joint. They even matched it up with Master Chief to make you feel like, look at you, you one of us. They have all the necessary buttons. Look at that right there. Clip the latest Backbone 1 to the iPhone controller, to your iPhone to assemble what's essentially an Xbox, and you can take it anywhere. Press the dedicated button on the controller to dive into Xbox Cloud Gaming or Remote Play. Is this enticing to you? Are you going to take your iPhone and clip this bad boy to it and make it happen? I'm just saying. Is this something that you're looking forward to? Is it something that was on your mind? Me personally, I got to say hell to the no. I got to say definitely not. And I got a Backbone. I got one. I got one initially when it came out. Remember when Cloud came out? It was me, Mr. Boomstick, Delilah HD from Grown Woman Gaming. And this is when we were checking out cloud gaming for the first time. We was at a fan fest at an Xbox event, and I was talking to the great Bill Stillwell, the inventor of the cloud gaming streaming technology, him and his great engineers. And we got a chance to play it. We got a chance to try it out. Sold me immediately. I went and brought that Backbone Pulse. And I have the one that you hook your controller up to, and it hooks up to your controller, you sync your Bluetooth to your phone. And from there, I was playing on the go all the time. Because it kind of looks like my NVIDIA shell. I had my NVIDIA Shield. It kind of looked like my NVIDIA Shield. And playing it all the time. I did that with, I think, my last two phones. But I stopped playing streaming gaming because the games that I like to play require a little bit more. And then, I feel you, Lycos. I got my ROG Ally and my Steam Deck, and it just went nuts from there. So, listen, for those people that can't afford a ROG Ally, which costs a pretty penny, I personally would tell you to go spend the $110. It's cheaper. It's on the cheaper side of things. And if you have an existing new iPhone and you want a game and you're a casual gamer, there you go. There's an option for you to actually jump into that. So it launched on Thursday, the 27th of March, for $109.99 at Best Buy. So go check that out if that's something that you're interested in. We're getting down to the last two topics. This is something that means a lot to me. Now, Xbox Game Pass members can soon claim new benefits for free-to-play games. The Xbox team has revealed more in-game benefits for Game Pass members on free-to-play titles, offering cosmetics, characters, and more. Listen, for us idiots that plays these soul-sucking games, pause. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to show you the trailer. I'm going to tell you that, yes, give me more for something that I'm going to do anyway. Now, what I didn't see here was Marvel Rivals. They need to get it together. But they have a bunch of, XP, cosmetics, boost, this, that, Overwatch, Valorant. Listen, man, I'm down for it. If that's your jam, any of those games, you saw Fortnite with the Mortal Kombat joint that they doing right now. Give me all the benefits that you can give me for something I'm going to play for mad hours because I respect it. And that shows that you understand where the trends are going. Little things go a long way. If I'm going to do something anyway, but I get perks while I'm doing it, that makes me stay in that area. You got to think about it this way, right? You can play Fortnite on any device. If you know that the Xbox device is going to give you perks if you play that you wouldn't get any other place, then obviously you're going to say to yourself, well, if you're a Fortnite player, that's what I'm going to do. It's little things like that that's going to make people and pull people closer to your ecosystem. It's ingenuity in these spaces that's going to show the quality that Xbox has and the care they had to have for customers. Me personally, I think it's something incredible to actually look in how we can bring free-to-play players closer to our system. Because what they really want from you, contrary to popular belief, they want your engagement because they actually want your metrics and your numbers. So if they can see that you're spending more time on their devices, that is way more valuable than selling you anything. Because then they can take that data and they can actually sell that data. That's exactly the reason why they want you on a specific device, on a specific platform doing things. So they can see how you game and then they put you in a bracket. And if a large enough people game that way, they can take that demographic and they can target you. Once they target you, they can target you with games, they can target you with merch, they can target you with soundtracks, they can target you with everything. If they can figure out everybody uses musical soundtrack, musical sun shower on Outriders, right? Let's say Outriders 2 come out and everybody is playing Outriders 2 likes musical sound shower. Well, maybe they can start tailoring songs to you. And then they sell your data over to Amazon Prime Music. And then Amazon Prime Music starts selecting and suggesting to you soundtracks that might go well with you driving. It's little things like that, little targeted stuff like that, that makes your data very, very valuable to these companies. And this is the reason why you have to guard your stuff as much as possible. Because actually, if you don't know it, we're being targeted. Now, the last topic, it's kind of boring one, to be honest with you. It's just talking about the hypocrisy when it comes to being third party. Jago 6 was good, my man. The hypocrisy of third party. Everybody's golf, which is Hot Shots, if y'all didn't know. And the Puyutang whatever music game that I didn't care for. I'm not going to sit here and act like I cared for that game on the PlayStation family. I did not care for that musical game. I didn't care if it was on the Vita. I didn't care if it was on the PSP. I didn't care if it was on the PlayStation. I didn't care. I didn't care about that at all. Actually, somebody had to tell me, yo, you know that was one of the games, right? But I did care about Hot Shot Golf. It was one of the first import games that I had for my PlayStation. When I got it, yeah, Papupan 1 and 2 replay. That is so crazy. The name is so crazy. The little people and what they're doing is so crazy. But did you see the hypocrisy? They're sweeping it under the rug. They're acting like, oh, no, they're not the third party. No. They licensed it out to somebody else to do it. And shut up, man. We're in a day and age right now where games aren't selling how they're supposed to sell. And you got to look at ways to make this bread. These are companies that we're looking at here. These are corporations, right? Large businesses with a lot of employees, and locking yourself off to a closed ecosystem trying to sell to the same 100 million people is ignorant. At the end of the day, you're going to have to look at the larger pool, and you're just going to have to figure out how to get out there. You're going to have to figure out how to get bites of the pie. So if Microsoft is taking Game Pass and they're targeting free-to-play players by giving them incentives to come on to their devices and play on their devices in order to get that stuff, or get inside Game Pass. Hey, if you're able to play Game Pass on your ROG, if you're doing it on your Steam Deck or wherever the hell you're doing it on your PC, just do it through Game Pass in order to get these perks. That's smart business. Big Mad Mo, member for 16 months, Soldier V rank. I salute you, Soldier. Salute to you, King, in the road to 10K. Keep doing what you're doing. It'll happen, OG. Xbox invades enemy territory, and they got them thinking it's an L. Fact on fact. It's wild when I told you guys the worst thing that can happen to you is Xbox putting games inside your platform and they outperform whatever titles that you have there that are yours. Well, there's no game from PlayStation that is in their store right now that's in their top 10 because they don't have any games that they've launched, right? I guess MLB The Show. But other than that, you're saying there's no AAA titles, so then Microsoft steps up and fit the bill. The scary part about that, Xbox and Microsoft is going to be on such an unprecedented run that next month you have, in May, because my brain is already in April, in May you have Doom: The Dark Ages. And then it's going to considerably ramp up more and more and more and more. This is the reason why Xbox purchased the largest third-party publisher in the world. And when they got ZeniMax, another third-party publisher with an established ecosystem and distribution pipeline that they were able to work independently until they actually found out where the redundancies and everything was. Microsoft understood the hard decision that was going to come up next. Do we worry about, because Microsoft ceiling, you can say Microsoft ceiling is 90 million, right? I think the 360 sold 86. And it probably would have sold more had it never had the red ring of death, right? It's always snake bitten. Microsoft has always been snake bitten when it came to consoles. But for some reason, I believe that they understand that they got one part right. Right? Sometimes you got to listen to somebody tell you constantly, we don't like you. Right? Cool. Maybe you don't like this, but I heard you like this. And if you're using the platform that is your competitor to sell your software that you make more money on because you don't make more money on hardware, right? I can tell you this. You can ask both of them. You can ask Microsoft and PlayStation. Would you rather sell 70 million consoles or would you rather sell 70 million of a game? Both of them will tell you the game. They sell you the console to sell you software. It's a means to an end. Now that they're able to give you this service, the service is now the platform. I explained that to you guys a long time ago. Game Pass was the platform the moment that it came out. Sony is slowly realizing, but see, the thing with Sony is they have to invest heavy in their services and they don't really want to. They could have a superior service. Who jumped in? Let me see who's that. AKW, what's good, my man? They could have a superior service if they said, because they have a movie portion, right? And I went to the movie portion thinking it was included in my package. Pause. It wasn't. And I said, what a missed opportunity. That's a failure on your part. You can grow the next service with your gaming and your movies, your anime, to a point that no service would be able to touch you. Imagine this. If PlayStation said, we're going to put our games day and date inside our service, it's not going to stop you from buying it. You think they're going to stop buying games? No. Why would they? Buy games. Just put more in your games to keep them buying, right? Put some aspect to them that they have to buy a DLC or something. But hear me out. Listen.
I mean, they could basically do what Microsoft did with some of their games.
Yeah, and send them
if you
over.
have Game Pass, if you want that early access, like for instance with Evolve, when you and I spoke about Evolve,
Yeah.
when I said to you, yeah, I was thinking about spending that £17 to get early
Told
access
you
to
it was
Evolve
worth
and
it,
get
right?
those. Yeah, it was worth it. To this day, I'm still playing Evolve. I'm like
Told you.
50 hours in.
Yeah, it was absolutely worth it because he asked me, he said, was the stuff that they gave us, because remember, Microsoft, because we was doing a review on it, gave us the whole, the full package, pause. And it was wonderful stuff. And I told him, he's like, yo, should I do it? And I was like, yeah. The stuff that you get, the costumes and the armor that you get, the suit is dope. And they do have tangible effects to the world that actually will help your character out depending on how you game. But let's say Sony actually decided to do that, right? You buy God of War, you pay for the little extra, you're able to do this, that, and the other. Cool. But then they also do have Crunchyroll, right? And they do have Funimation, and because they rolled them into one. Imagine them giving you some titles for anime, if you will, that you're able to just jump inside and watch, right? And also having Sony movies that they do release. They have a section of Sony movies that you just go in there and watch because this is part of their whole umbrella. That service is a service of value. They send me out a email not too long ago and asked me if I would be interested in those things. I said, of course. And I wrote them a long letter on the things that they should put, how they should put it, and stuff like that. I actually, I was proud of myself because I actually gave them direction and how to do it. Because at the end of the day, as a consumer, you have to show me value on your platform. Now, I do pay $174 a year for the PlayStation Plus Essentials. And I hear a lot of you guys, a lot of you PlayStation dudes, you're really cheap out. And you get the lowest version because y'all say y'all don't feel the value. Well, me personally, I feel value in the whole service, right? For the simple fact that my son gets a chance to play and we get to play between consoles or whatever. But at the end of the day, as a gamer, you want to get the best for your value. I think they are missing the boat on it, and they're going to lose more customers because they could have an attach rate of 1-to-1 if they offered more in that service and advertised it more. They don't advertise it more. They don't offer more, and they advertise their games that they want you to buy more than they want to advertise the service. And I think that failed mentality is a mentality that's going to do them in. Microsoft, on the other hand, realized that games and Game Pass is their platform, but they also know that you guys like their games now. So you would pay upwards of $100+ for 5-year-old games. The floodgates is open now. So when Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, tells you there's no red lines, y'all sitting there like, we getting everything. You getting all the old shit first.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because y'all ignorant behinds did not say to yourself, I can beat him, Phil, at his own game. I buy a used console. I get Game Pass Ultimate, and I'm going to play. Or if you got a high-powered PC, I get Game Pass Ultimate, and I'm going to play.
And pounds and dollars.
You haven't done it, so they said, okay, I'm going to get this sucker where he sleep. And they put the games inside your store, and you popped out and said, I'm going to spend $300+. Me personally, as a parent, I will look at you in pure disgust because I'm going to
Yep.
say, AK, how old is your
Yep.
kid? Do you got a kid that's old enough that they can go to the store itself and make he or she they can make their proper own decision? Do you have one yet?
Yep. I got an 18-year-old.
Okay, good. This is good.
18-year-old. So yeah, he can go and make his own decision now.
All right. So,
So
have you ever gave him like a 5 or 10 quid or whatever, and y'all go inside the store, and he just made a decision that you looked at him and was like, "Okay, you sure?"
yeah, I know those. I know those decisions. Boy, I looked at him. I'm like, you sure you want to get that?
All right.
And
Let me
he
give you
made up his own.
let me give you a story. My son wanted books from the book fair. So
Yeah.
I said, okay, cool. I gave him $25. I didn't tell him what to buy. Go to the book fair, get whatever you want. Came back home. He came back home with one book and a pendant. I said, "Oh, what you get?" He had a Sonic comic book. It was a Sonic comic book. In the corner of the comic book, it said $2. Okay, just hear this part. It said $2. They sold him a $2 comic book for $15. Then the pendant that he got was a plastic pendant that was for $10. And he was happy as a pig in slop. And
Yep.
I said, son, how much did that book cost you? I said, $15. I said, did you see it said $2 up in the corner? Oh, no. I said, so do you think that was a fair exchange that you made? Oh, no.
Nope.
Buyer's remorse at an early age sucks.
Yep, it does.
Sucks. B-Lou was good. Speaking of getting my ass whipped, hold on one second. Yesterday, if y'all saw Frontline Gaming streams, I got beat, the brakes beat off of me in Street Fighter. I got beat so bad. You know, there's a realization in life that you realize, oh my God, like I messed up.
Yeah, I didn't stick around for that, King. I saw it. I saw it come in. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna stick around for that whooping.
Yo, it was all right. So my brother saw me getting beat up. My brother went to Soldier and was like, I'm not gonna let my brother get beat up like that. My God. My brother went to Soldier, got in there, and me and him, after we both got knocked out, we went and got a beer. Yo, it's
that's funny.
like my man Dark tells you, it is levels to this. Yo, on God and them, Fight Night Fridays was sparking, and it didn't even start on Fight Night Fridays. It was just a regular early stream.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know when the guy step into the ring now and he got Master next to his name. The reason why I'm telling you that, because he's in the damn chat. And he got Master next to his name.
You know, he's pulling up in the chat letting you know who did that to you, King.
Yo, he knows who did it. He did. His knuckles is still bloody and ashy. Oh, man. But I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for showing up today. Talking about titles and topics of the week. This is the weekly recap. I'm gonna give it to you every Saturday. Pause. Mm-hmm. And also you're able to jump in like my man AKW did. The link is in the description. Y'all could just click that, jump inside the Discord, talk. If you have anything that you want to talk about, we could. As you can see, the Discord, it says live at the top, jump in. You want to have a debate, whatever. This is King's Corner. bringing you all the good information of the week. And if it was a topic that I missed that you guys wanted to talk about, like the PlayStation stuttering when you put on VRR, I know what's happening in these streets. I ain't got to drag them like that. I ain't got to beat them up like that. They just can't do VRR like that. Yo, he said, try to play the Game Pass. He wild crazy. Yo, how you gonna be out here beating people up saying they slogan? That's wild, dirty. That's dirty business, B. That's dirty business. But I see all. I jump on people's channels, I check and see stuff like that. And that's the reason why I went on a little bit later today, because I wanted to make sure that the Gaming Circle podcast, my boy Sante, and my business partner Everborn Saga, definitely did their thing first. So it gave me some chance to pull up some stuff. Now I was going to go into the list of games over here. I just wanted to show y'all the list of games that Nintendo did show at the Direct. You know, the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake and all this other stuff that they did have here. It was a couple of titles that I did appreciate, like the Gradius Origin. I'm a shooter fan, and those titles like Salamander and stuff like that, stuff that wasn't available here, that was available that I had to import, it's something that I'm looking forward to, that I would definitely pick up, because I am a shooter guy. I do like shooter games. You know, High on Life is being there. I think Star Overdrive.
High on Life.
That's a fun game.
Oh my God, that was a fun game. That was hilarious. Oh Jesus, I never laughed so much in my life.
Yeah,
playing that game.
It's funny as hell. How the story goes is dope. And I like Star Overdrive. Star Overdrive is dope. He said, "Nah, King is a formidable opponent. I just play a lot." Yo, he does. He's a damn master. When it says master, I've never seen that. Right? I've never seen that. I've never seen that in my life. But I looked over, because you ever get beat up? Like, all right, so the first time I go to the boxing gym, right? I wasn't supposed to spar, but I kept telling my trainer I want to spar, and I wanted to spar the Spanish dude that I saw that was in the ring, and he was fast and he was moving around, and in my head I'm like, I could beat him up, right? And I'm like, I want to spar him, and he's been there for a while or whatever, right? But I'm bigger than him. I'm thinking in my head, I could knock this dude, I could beat him up, right? Arrogance is crazy. So I jump inside the ring, and my trainer's like, you're not supposed to spar. I was in the gym for probably 2 weeks, smelling my own ass crack. Pause. I'm like, all right, put on the gloves. Yeah. Yo, I was getting hit so much and so fast that I thought they was taking pictures outside the ring.
Did you ask your sparring coach how much of them are actually in the ring with you, or you?
No. I thought people outside. I didn't know I was getting hit. Yeah. I thought they was taking pictures.
Because you thought it was like 10 of them.
I thought they was taking pictures. I thought I was like, you know how the paparazzi. Have you ever came out of club and they like?
He hit you that hard.
He hit me that fast. It wasn't hurting. It was like, dun, dun, dun. It was like, and it was like lights. And after I realized it was his ass hitting me, you like, wait a second. You got to catch it. Wait a second. And you look
like, hold on.
It's just,
who hit me? Which one of y'all hit me? Like, hold on.
Yo,
right now I'm seeing two of you.
It was just me and him in there. Okay? So it's the same thing. I'm fighting B-Law, and I'm like, bro. I looked and I saw his name said Master. Now
that's serious.
Bro, my other guy came in and next to his name said Platinum. I never really paid attention to your damn card. I looked at my name, it had shit there. It had nothing. Zero. Nothing. Nothing next to my name. Bro.
You didn't have the Grizzly Eater?
Shut up. Okay, so now I got to kick you out. All right, so this is the part where we out of here because he's extra. And I told you, Mo, when he do it, I got to get rid of him. And, AKW would do stuff. He will put stuff in the chat. He will do stuff. Tomorrow, I want y'all all to pull up. I got something heartwarming and dope that was sent from Japan. And y'all got to see who got it, who received it, and who it was for. We're going to watch it tomorrow live on Iron Lord's podcast at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope everybody enjoyed whatever we did today. Mo is a savage. B-Lou is a savage. We will get revenge. I'm going to go train. And I got revenge on the Spanish kid later on. I did. But that day, it was his day. And you know what I did? I felt like a Channel 5 karate flick, right? Every day I trained. I worked on footwork. I listened to my trainer. I listened to him so well. I no back talk, no listen to everything. I practice everything. I practice everything in house. I practice everything going to school. I slept. That I did that the whole time. When I got a hold of that kid in that damn gym, I gave him the ones and twos and he understand who he was in there with. But that first time, I will never forget him as long as I live. I don't even know what his name is. His name could be Hector Sanchez, for all I know. But I'm going to tell you now, he was the fastest guy that I've ever seen up until that time. And I actually was in the gym because of Hector Camacho, the late, great Hector Camacho, the most influential person that was in my life at a young, early age. I saw my first Ferrari because of him. And he paid for me to go to the boxing gym as a young kid. I could say he did great things in the community, wherever he was at. And that's crazy. Because we need more people like that. You know, you never know how you can change somebody's life and put them on a different path other than the path of destruction, where my neighborhood was at. But I'm going to tell you guys,